Good evening, everyone. Please give few more minutes, few more seconds for others to join in. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks you for dialing in for tonight's IPO webinar. Here we have Wawasan Dengkil Holdings Berhad will be listed on AIS market on 25th of March. Wawasan Dengkil Holdings Bhd principally involved in the provision of construction services, namely earthwork and civil engineering services, trading of construction materials, as well as provision of machineries and commercial vehicle for hire. Later on, our Wawasan Dengkil management team will discuss it in detail. Here, we're going to honor the company executive director, Mr. Lim. Hi, Mr. Lim.
Hi.
And let us review for the corporate review. We will run through the presentation.
In the dynamic world of earthworks and civil engineering, we build the future. With committed focus on strong foundations, we lay the groundwork for strong infrastructure, driving progress towards a stronger tomorrow. Wawasan Dengkil stands as a premier provider of earthworks and civil engineering construction services in Malaysia. Our earthwork expertise includes cut and fill and compaction, erosion and sediment control plan, and rock blasting. Beyond earthworks, we excel in civil engineering work such as road construction, drainage system construction, and sewerage system construction. We actively trade construction materials such as coarse sand, fine sand, aggregate stone, crusher run, quarry dust, red earth, and topsoil. Our extensive fleet of machineries and commercial vehicles is a key asset, enabling us to maintain flexibility and efficiency in all our operations. This fleet includes excavators, wheel loaders, back pushers, bulldozers, compactors, motor graders, backhoes, dump trucks, and tipper trucks. Beyond internal use, we generate revenue by hiring of unutilized machineries and commercial vehicles, maximizing operational potential revenue. Our journey began in 2003 with a focus on earthworks and the trading of construction materials. By 2005, we had broadened our scope to include civil engineering services, securing our first contract and expanding our construction service portfolio. In 2007, our diversification efforts led us to venture into hiring of machineries and commercial vehicles, with significant growth achieved in 2008. In 2014, we achieved CIDB grade G7 contractor status. The following year, in 2015, we secured an RM29 million earthwork project as the main contractor, solidifying our position in the industry. In 2021, we expanded our customer base by venturing into solar infrastructure projects. And in 2023, we significantly expanded our machinery fleet. With over 20 years of experience, we built a reputation for quality and reliability, earning recurring contracts from esteemed clients, including property developers, government-linked companies, renewable energy developers, and contractors. Looking ahead, we are positioned for growth. Through our involvement in major projects like LRT Line 3 project, RM 123 million, Central Spine Road project, RM 146 million, and Sungai Long project, RM 168 million. We aim to further expand our presence in large-scale private and public development projects in the future. We place safety at the core of our operations. Rigorous safety training and certification for all employees ensure compliance with the highest industry standards, fostering a culture of responsibility and care. Our vision is to be a recognized leader in innovative and sustainable earthwork and civil engineering, exceeding expectations and setting new standards. Sustainability is integral to our mission. By adopting innovative practices, We strive to deliver projects that are not only impactful today, but also sustainable for future generations. Wawasan Dengkil, strong foundations for a strong future.
All right, thank you for the corporate video. Without further ado, I will pass the floor to Mr. Lim for the presentation.
So shall I start the presentation, Sein?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So good evening to all. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to present about Wawasan Dengkil Holdings Bhd. Okay, next slide. Next slide. So this is a general disclaimer. So Wawasan Dengkil, we are an earthwork and civil engineering construction services provider in Malaysia. And our company incorporated since 2003. And we have more than 20 years of industry experience. And our head office is in Dengkil. Inside the group, we have 3 business segments. So the first business is the provisions of construction services, which is contribute about 86.7 revenue over the total revenues. The second is trading of construction material, which is contribute about 11.3%. And the third is the provisions of machinery and commercial vehicle for hire. It contribute about 2%. Next. So for the provisions of construction services, there are 2. The first is earthworks. Earthworks inclusive of cut and fill and compactions, rock blasting, erosions and sediment control plan. Next. For the civil engineering, we did provide road constructions. Next. Drainage system and also sewerage system. Next. For Wawasan Dengkil competitive strengths, first, we have an established track record since 2003, and we have completed 101 earthwork and civil engineering contract, and the total value is about 464.3 million. Besides, we also serve a wide range of customer base, from property developers, property owners, government-linked companies, renewable energy developers, to contractors. And this is our completed projects. First is the Air Terendang project from Menta Constructions, and the second is the Taman Science Selangor 2 project from Minda Enterprise. Next. And on the left-hand side, there is a Tanjung 12 Phase 1 to Phase 3 project from Gamuda Engineering, and there's Tanjung Industrial Area project from Hatta Lega. So besides, we also completed the project for MRT Kajang project from Pembinaan Bukit Timas, and also UMW Bandar Serendang project from UMW Corporations. And there's another Bandar Serendang project from customer L. And on the right-hand side, there is a UMW Package 8 Section 2A project from Landasan Angsana, as well as the Bido Solar PV project from Fabulous Sunview Syndrome Berhad. And second, we have a sizable fleets of machinery and commercial vehicle. It's about 287 units. Next. Number 3, we have a qualified and experienced management and technical team. On the left-hand side is myself and my uncle, Lim Kok Sing. So both of us have more than 10 years of experience in the industry. And then the right-hand side is our key senior management. Next. And number 4, we are committed in maintaining good quality standards. We have the ISO for 37001 and also ISO 9001. And beside that, we also a registered Grade 7 contractor in CIDB and also the SPKK holder. And beside that, we also registered in the MOF. Next. And I'm going to present our ongoing major projects. The left-hand side is a LRT Line 3 project from Mumix, about 123 millions. And the middle one is a Sungai Long project from Ang Ching Ho Quarry, about 168 million. And the last one is a Central Spy Road project from Landasan Angsana, about 146.2 million. So in Wawasan Dengkil's pipeline project, we have total about 14 projects, and the total project value is about 571 millions. And our unbilled book order is about 378 million. So we're also actively tendering for more project opportunities. And up to date, we already submitted 44 tenders with a total tender sum of 1.3 billion. Next. So beside, I will brief about our financial. If you look at the chart, since 2021, we already increased our revenue from 70 millions to FYE 2024 is about 188.5 millions. So for the 3 years of CAGR is about 39.2%. Next. So there is a growing contribution from a construction services with GP margin consistently at more than 10%. So we have 3 business segments. On the year of FYE 2021, our each segment is actually quite equal, about 30%, but we have restructured on FYE 2021 to actually focus more on the construction services. So we have increased from 36.1% to FYE 2024 about 86.4%. And we have reduced the provisions of machinery and commercial vehicle for hire, reduced from 29.4% to 3.4%. And also trading of construction materials from 34.5% to 10%. Next. So our profitability inside, our PAT margin is most likely at about 6.4%. Next. Our adjusted PBT and PAD, excluding the gain on disposal of PPE and investment properties for the financial years, we're still able to meet about 6% for our PATs. Next. I will highlight the 3 main balance sheet highlights. The first is the total assets. We have increased our total assets since for the FYE 2021, 82 millions, and then increased up to 191.5 millions for the FPE 2025. The increase is mainly due to the rise in contract assets and PPE. The second is the total liabilities. We had increased from 106 millions for FYE 2024 to FPE 2025 to 121 millions. The increase is mainly due to the increase in contract liabilities. So for the trade receivable turnover days, we actually reduced from 134 days to 72 days. The increase on FYE 22 is because of the COVID. Next. Strategies and outlooks. First, we will continue the expansions within the civil engineering and special trade work markets. First, we will keep expand our presence, particularly on the large-scale projects involving in the residential property development to commercial and industrial property development and the roads, highways, and utilities project. And we will also participate in tender for large-scale civil engineering service project, which is more than 100 million for single projects. And up to date, our 38 tenders that have submitted out of 44 tenders, the tender sum is about 724 million. Next. We will also advancing earthwork expertise into solar farm projects. So 6 tenders out of 44 tenders, there is about 572 million. Besides, we also had strategic board appointments by appoint Dato IR Chow Pui Hee, which is a Semaiden Group Berhad's founders and group managing directors, and also Mr. Ted Chen Tsai, the founder of Reservoir Link Energy Berhad, as our independent chairman, to providing expertise and industrial connections in renewable energy to us. And we will also like to write on the national energy transition roadmaps, bodes well with the Malaysia large-scale solar programs. Next. And we will also enhancing the internal capabilities to support our construction works by acquire more machinery, excavator for 5 units, and mobile crane for 1 unit, and also 10 units for dump trucks. Next. And we will also pursuing for the ISO 14001 for reduction in the wastage and boost our credibility for the environment protections. Next. Based on the positive industry outlooks, we forecast there will be a further growth at a CAGR of 8.4% from 2025 to 2029. Next. So positioning for public sector for growth opportunities, Malaysia governments allocate 86 billion for development expenditure, and it is expected to continue driving the growth in the local construction industry. So next. So for our IPO highlights, we released in the ACE market, and our share per price is about 0.25 cents, and our market capital is about 135 millions. And our enlarged share capital is 540 millions, and our listing PE is 12.38 times based on the PAT FYE 2024. Next. So on the right-hand side, there will be 9.85 millions for the project working capital, and 7.58 millions will be for the purchase of machinery and commercial vehicle, and the estimate listing expenses will be 4 millions, and the repayment of bank borrowing will be 3.85 millions, and the general working capital will be 1.43 million, and the balance 300,000 will be for the office renovation. The total proceed to be raised is about 27 million. Thank you. Next. This is our post-IPO shareholding structure. T-Force and myself will hold 56% and 14%. And for our board of directors, we will hold about 0.2%, and the balance of 29.8% will go to the public. Next. So those are our IPO key dates. We had launched our prospectus on last week, 28th of February. And for the 11th of March will be the closing of applications. And 13th of March will be the balloting of applications. And 21st of March will be the allotments of IPO share to successful applicants. And on the 25th of March will be our official listing date on the ACE market of Bursa Malaysia Security Berhad. Next. And thank you. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lim, for the presentation for us to understand more about Wawasan. Thank you. Okay. Are you get ready for the Q&A section?
Sure.
Okay. The first question is, what are your company competitive advantages compared to other earthwork and civil engineering service industry in Malaysia, like Advanced-Con?
As you look at our team, right, key senior management and ourselves, we actually run at a very low, at a very lean management. So that's why our OPEX is low compared to the others. And you can look at our key senior management.
Okay. Okay, the next question, what are the key industry trends impacting the Malaysian construction and infrastructure sector?
I think the government expenditure capex for upcoming Malaysia budget, there will be an opportunity and upside for us, which is compared to last year budget for the government expenditure is 60 billion. So there is extra 26 billion for us for the local construction industry.
Oh, government initiatives. The next question is, how does Wawasan Dengkil position itself in the renewable energy infrastructure segment?
For Wawasan Dengkil to be positioning in the solar infrastructures is actually to ready the platform for EPCC to plant the solar panel and solar structures.
Okay. Okay. What is the percentage of the revenue come from government contract compared with the private sector project?
Currently, there is more than 60% is from the GLC or from the government side, relevant project.
60% from the GLC.
Yeah, 60%. Yeah, roughly there.
Okay. Okay, here is ESG. How commitment is Wawasan Dengkil to ESG principle, especially in environmental sustainability?
That's why we are looking at the pursuing for the ISO 14001 on the reduction in wastage.
Okay. How does your company select and manage subcontractor relationship to ensure timeline project completion while maintaining high quality standard?
Okay, as our business model a little bit of different from our peers. So we are a main contractor company that have a fleets of machinery, meaning that our subcontractor, they come to tender our projects, right? They can exclude for the machinery pricing, meaning that they can actually leverage and use our machinery. So for the subcontractor, they have actually better in cash flow and lesser in the pressure for financial by buying a lot of machine for tender our projects. So this is the first thing. And another pro side on us is when the machinery is on our side, we have better maintenance and better control on the progress. If let's say the subcontractor, they cannot perform, we can immediately mob in our machinery and take over the project. This is the way how we manage the subcontractors.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any plan to expand beyond Malaysia or just focus on domestic project for now?
Currently, I think we will focus in Malaysia for the infra project.
Okay. What is your company's strategy to win more government contract in the coming years based on your history? Is 10% successful tender rate, right?
Yes, I think the 10% is quite a conservative numbers that we believe that we're confident to achieve. So I think first thing is the government now today, they are not just you need to have you need to be a qualified people to tender the government project. First thing, you need to be have the experience. Second thing, you need to have a qualified teams. And the third, that you need to have a machineries profile to show that you are capable to tender. And number four is especially for the PR capitals. So with our successful listing in the ACE board, so our PR capital will increase to more than 50 millions. And I think it will be increase the confidence on tendering the government projects and also the confidence that the government to us.
Good service and good reputation.
Correct.
Okay, here. What is the breakdown of tender book 1.3 billion contract value across different projects, maybe like infrastructure, residential, commercial?
I think now mainly is for the civil and engineering projects. I think the proposition will be about 70% is for the civil engineering project and the 30% is for the renewable energy tender. And from the 70% tenders, right, I think most of it is the government project, GLC relevant project.
Okay. And then the tender book also including 6 tender from solar farm, right?
Correct.
Okay. What percentage of the 378.1 million unbilled contract value expected to recognize in financial year 25 and 26?
I think for our latest FYE 2024, we are actually digesting about 188 millions. So we expected it will be the same and slightly increase. This is what we expected.
Okay. What measure does your company have in place to ensure project completion within budget and timeline?
Sorry, can you say again the question?
Okay, I think the question asking, what strategy does Wawasan Dengkil like ensure the project completion within the timeline?
Okay. I think the first thing is there is many aspects to look into it. The first thing is we will have own machinery and we also have subcontractor to back us up. So now if today we are chasing for the timeline on the progress, right? We will actually mob in more subcontractor. Or second thing is if let's say we need to focus to complete for the project timeline for each project, we might mob in more machinery to complete it. Because for infra project, there is about the quantity of machinery, I think is a main factor. So that's why our sizable fleets of machinery does advantage for us.
Okay, okay. Okay, here. What are the key challenges in executing large-scale infrastructure project? Like just now you mentioned the LRT trade and Central Spine Road. You share.
It means what is my challenge on it, right?
Yeah, maybe it's asking like when you're doing the project.
Okay, I think most of the project, no matter there is a small scale or big scale, there for sure will be a challenge. I think the main challenge is they might have the chance for government or for our client to change their design, and this might impact our progress of work. But I think this is not a big issue because every time the client they change the design, they will be for the allowance for the timeline of completions.
Okay, got it. How is Wawasan Dengkil preparing for potential change in Malaysia construction industry policies, if any?
Sorry again.
How is your company like if Malaysia government changing the industry policy, how will you preparing for it?
Can I have the specific what kind of policy they're going to be announced?
Mm,
Okay, I give you a general answers. No matter what policy that going to be announced from the governments, right? So okay, I think Malaysia is a developing country. It's not a developed country. So that's why no matter how does the government change the policy, it would not run away the demand that Malaysia needs infra project. You get what I mean, right?
yeah,
Unless today you tell me that the Malaysia is a developed nations like US, like China, yeah. I think no matter how, it still have the big opportunity for infra company to grow.
also government initiative to support and the extra
Yes,
26
yes, yes.
billion just now you mentioned,
No,
right?
unless today the government say that we are satisfied and we are not rich, no chasing for developed status.
Maybe 20 to 30 years more. Not for now. Okay. Now still have room to grow. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Are there any plans to enter new segment like industry park development or smart city projects?
Not at the right moment because I think we look at our protege report in the market study, we are less than 1% of market share at the moment.
Hmm, okay. I combine these two questions together.
Sure.
Your excavator is import from China or Volvo brand?
Okay, all the machinery is imported. We have Volvo, we have Sumitomo, and we also have a China brand's machinery. So it varies and import from overseas.
From this question, like how long for the depreciation and maintenance?
So it also varies. I mean, I answer you the first question on the depreciations. So there's a varies of accounting of depreciation. Let's say on the public road machinery like tipper trucks, the depreciation will be 5 years. And let's say on the side or off-road machinery like dump truck, excavator, backpusher, bulldozer, compactor, it will be like 7 years to 10 years. It depends. Yeah. So for the maintenance for sure that we based on the suppliers maintenance schedule policy.
Okay. Different machinery got different depreciation years.
Yeah.
And yeah,
From 5, 7 to 10, this is our general depreciations methods.
okay. If investor got any question, you can pop out. Our Mr. Lim will welcome to answer it. While we're waiting for the question, what are the key growth driver for Wawasan Dengkil Holding the next 3 to 5 years?
You mean in terms of revenue or in terms of profit?
Overall,
Okay, I answer you in a general way. So on our focus on managing the whole company, we actually focus on growing the profit rather than just focus on growing the revenue. And I think we have a very high confidence to grow the revenue in maybe 20% or 30% for upcoming 3 years, in 3 years. So if you look at our historical data, can you back to our historical data, hopping? So since we already restructured since FYE 2021, you can look at our revenue is actually 69.9 millions. Sorry, hopping back one more slide. Yeah, and you see every year I'm actually growing more than the percentage that I just confident to say out. So this is our historical data based on our business model. As what I told you in before, we are in a lean management OPEX, and we also have a fleet of machinery that subcontractor, when they come to tender our project, they actually can exclude the pricing for machinery, and they can use our machinery, and this will actually lower down the pricing, increase our profit in the whole project. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. What are your main competitors in a typical tender?
Sorry, again?
What are your main competitors in a typical tender?
So is that I need to answer this? Okay, I think in general, market player like us, right, there will be if listed one, there will be Advanced Con and PTT, and as well as Nescon. So for the non-listed side, there will be a lot like Menta, like Banner Form. Yeah, those are the typical player that we might meet each other when in the tendering stage.
Okay, this of the listed and unlisted company also show in our prospectus IMR.
Yeah, correct, yes.
Okay. I think tonight we answer almost all of the question.
I think I answered all the question, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Before we end, do you have any closing remark for our investor?
Closing remark. What I can say is we are confident in our growth outlook for the coming years. Yeah, this is the main thing I can I mentions lah. So thank you all for participating in this retail briefing, and especially for staying with us until close to 9 p.m. And we truly appreciate your time and support. So if there's any further queries, feel free to reach out to us. And thank you once again, and have a great evening.
Okay. All right. And once again, congrats on your upcoming listing of ACE Market on March 25th. Thank you, Mr. Lim, for the presentation.
Thank you.
And have a nice day. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.